Hello, this is Harriet Bibby, and this is my evaluation question 2 for G324. And the question is, how effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary tasks? So, within the video, when researching our chosen genre, which is indie pop, Chloe and I found that many of the videos, even student and amateur videos, had managed to appear really professional looking. As this genre is reasonably new, we thought that many indie pop groups would be using the newest equipment when filming their music videos, allowing them to appear more professional. We also found that indie pop videos often try to use quirky angles when filming and also used earthy scenery and images, etc. When Chloe and I started filming, we took all of the techniques we had found through our research and tried to apply them when planning our shot list and storyboards leading up to the filming of our video. We found that the more planning we put into our video, the more professional it would look in comparison to the other indie pop videos. Now, after having filmed and edited our video, I think it does look reasonably professional and how it should look coming from this genre. During the editing process of our video, we found that in the opening, the narrative became boring and focused on simple things like pouring a drink and walking through the kitchen for too long, and at this point our video looked unprofessional as the shots were much too long, meaning they didn't fit with the music. At this point, we knew we had to edit the shots to make them shorter, fitting with the music more, making the video more interesting. However, because of this, we have had to add in moments where the shots repeat themselves one after the other, being sped up. In my opinion, this does look effective, and I in fact really like this look, although I do fear that some audience members may not fully understand why we have included this, and it may confuse them. However, this is the only bad thing I find within our video. Me and my friends often listen to songs from the indie pop genre, and I will usually watch them from videos on YouTube. I do think that our video looks as if it is supposed to, because I could imagine seeing it in one of the tags on YouTube homepage. I think that many images from our video does resemble an indie pop video, and can imagine watching it whilst listening to the song on YouTube or MTV, and also some of the indie pop websites we have found through our research, such as Under the Radar. Therefore, overall I think our video does look how it's supposed to look, especially considering our genre and some real indie pop media products and the research we've put into those. For example, we have included quirky shots that are common in indie pop videos, like the shot of the mobile phone and also the drink being spilt over. We've also included a natural setting and earthy shots, such as the shots of the fire and the sparklers within the latter of the video. Moving on to the ancillary tasks. Similar to when we had researched indie pop music videos, we also researched the conventions of magazine advertisements and digipack covers for this genre, not only from real media products but also amateur and student versions. This was really helpful when building our own ancillary tasks, as we then knew what to include. During our research, we found that not only in the indie pop genre, but in most digipack covers and magazine adverts, they generally use the same image within both designs. After drafting a few different designs and modelling a couple on Photoshop, we also decided to use the same image for both, as we felt it looked more professional and created a brand identity for our album. Through researching, we also saw that many indie pop covers and adverts used simple images and didn't overcrowd their designs. Many used simple shapes to create a pattern, so we started experimenting with different patterns and simple shapes, finally deciding on the triangle images that we had used for our final piece. We felt that our final image for both designs was simple but effective, as we not only took the convention of using simple shapes to create an image, but also the low-key tones of the purple colour would appeal to both genders of our target audience. I think that our font is also the right style for our genre, as again, it is simple, but also sharp and bold, drawing the audience's attention. Although I do believe that our cover and advert look how they should and could be seen to resemble the real indie pop media products, the border of our triangle image do look slightly unprofessional, and with more time I would have liked to sharpen them and make the lines thinner and less chunky, as I feel this would have made the image look much neater and sharper. We also researched what other things were included within the digipack design on the inside and back covers in indie pop digipacks. In my opinion, our digipack cover looks really professional and does resemble real media products. For example, all the necessities, e.g. legal information, barcodes, etc., look like they are in the right place, and Chloe and I have set them at the right size so they don't dominate the image. The track list also looks professional and resembles a real indie pop media product, as it has been put in simple text which stands out against the background. It also looks very real and true, as I feel we have included the right amount of songs for it to look effective and like a real product. However, the inside covers of our digipack are my favourite part, as they incorporate the earthy, natural conventions of the indie pop genre. We have included pictures from our actual music video here, one picture of the fire and one of the sparkler. I really like the image of the sparkler, as you wouldn't be able to see it behind the CD, and after you take the CD out of the casing, you would reveal the image of the sparkler. I really like this little detail, as it is quirky and unique, fitting in with the conventions of our genre. Overall, I think that our ancillary task, especially our digipack design, really does look the way that it should, and also resembles some real media products due to the research we've put into the indie pop genre and the conventions of most of this genre's digipack covers and magazine advertisements. Now I'm going to focus on whether our products look like they're part of the same product and promotional campaign. So brand identity is very important when creating and selling a music album, as it is how the artist wants to be perceived by its target audience. The design and brand identity also present the value of the album to the potential buyers, so it's important to create a brand identity so the audience can link these images to the album and the artists. Brand identity is how the audience can recognise the band and album easily through either the video, digipack or advertisement and promotional aspects. I feel that within our three products there are elements of clear brand identity and of evidence that they are all part of the same product and promotional campaign. Within the digipack cover and magazine advertisement, we have used the same colours, font and image, simply with slightly different placings. All of these things also fit in with the conventions of the indie pop genre. Therefore, not only is it effective as it begins to create a brand identity and clear image that our target audience can connect with the band and the album, but it also allows the audience to link the design and images we have created with the genre itself, perhaps drawing in more fans of indie pop songs. Within the digipack, we have also used images that have been taken from our music video on the inside covers. This then also creates a link between the design of the video, subtly giving the audience a link between the two. Therefore, the audience may link the images from the latter of the video to the images used within the digipack, the fire, friends and sparklers. However, I feel there is a strong link between the two ancillary tasks, as they have so many similarities in their designs. However, there is a weaker link visually between these and the video. As there have been no actors used within the designs on the digipack or magazine advert, it's difficult to create a similar image that links with the video. When drafting some ideas for the ancillary tasks, I do feel as if we had more of a brand identity, as on one draft we had used the image of the sparkler. This linked all three products together much easier. However, this image looked much less professional than the image we have made our final decision on. Overall, I believe that we have a strong brand identity, as it is often much clearer between ancillary tasks than the video, as it's difficult to include many images from the video within the digipack designs and advertisements. I also think that using the same images from the video on the digipack inside is effective, as it is subtle and simple, which again is a trait often found within the indie pop genre. Therefore, I think that yes, it is clear that all three products are from the same promotional campaign, although the video is more subtly tied into the three products. When we were developing our designs for the ancillary tasks and creating our music videos, colours, images, text, locations, actors, props and settings were all clearly very important factors of these. In our research, we found that generally the same types of these things were used throughout all three products. Therefore, we tried to use the same theme throughout our ancillary tasks and music video. We also wanted all three of our products to represent our genre clearly and effectively, so that our target audience would recognise the indie pop genre, perhaps tempting them to purchase the album. In the ancillary tasks, we have used a purple colour that fades from light to dark, with the triangles having block colours of purple within them. However, we haven't used this colour within the music video, although I think this is effective as the advertisements link better and are more obvious as one promotion. Within the video, more earthy, natural colours are in the frames. This, we think, links well with the conventions of our genre, as many indie pop genres use brown and greeny colours. We have, however, included some of the same images from the music video within our digipack design. These images have been placed within the inside cover of the album and include the pictures of the fire and sparklers used within the video, as we felt that these were some of the more interesting shots we had created within the video. This creates a link between these two products, and we feel clearly represents our genre, as they are quirky shots that are included in a natural setting, which is typical of indie pop videos. We have also created an image of 3 triangles that we have used throughout both of our ancillary tasks. In my opinion, this image represents our genre very well, as indie pop artists often use simple images while still creating a unique identity for themselves and their album. I feel that our design is simple, however creates an element of enigma, which I think indie pop artists aim to do as well. We have used the same font throughout our ancillary tasks. However, once more, we have not had to use this within the music video, as no text has been used. The text we chose is simple, slim, and we feel effective. This again fits with the conventions of the font type commonly used within indie pop promotions, as we have used fine text that subtly fits with the rest of the digipack and magazine advert designs. We have also aimed to include the same kind of text generally found on indie pop, digipacks and advertisements, including things such as star ratings, which we have chosen to say is from Under the Radar, an indie pop website we found within our research, where you may buy the album, and Facebook and Twitter links. I think this effectively resembles and represents our genre well, as we have taken many of these things from real-life indie pop media products and examples. Many indie pop videos use outside, natural locations. Indie pop videos also will often include a group of people having fun together, often editing them into slow motion afterwards. If they do film indoors, they generally have very minimalistic settings and don't overcrowd the image seen on screen. In my opinion, the latter of our video represents an indie pop video really well. We are in a natural setting as reasonably large group having fun together. Although I do like the indoor setting and the footage we have, as I feel it fits with the narrative really well. I think that these scenes look less professional simply as it looks more staged and less natural, as the actors don't appear as comfortable in this location. However, I feel all the settings we have used do resemble those of a true indie pop video, as they are minimalistic and natural. I also think the actors we have used fit in well with our genre, as none of them have extreme styles that would draw away from the message or narrative of the video. Therefore, their looks resemble the indie pop style well and effectively. I also think that acting is done well, and you generally believe the actions and the story being told. However, during the argument scene between the protagonist and her boyfriend, Chloe and I felt that his facial expression wasn't that effective and he didn't appear particularly angry. We therefore had to edit some of the argument out of the video and replace this. Our use of locations and actors is not consistent throughout all three of our products, as we haven't used images of the settings or characters within either of our ancillary designs. However, I don't feel that it is needed, as we feel the designs we have used reflect and represent our genre much more effectively. Our use of props is reasonably limited. However, Chloe and I felt that the props we have decided to use are effective within the narrative and resemble our genre well. The 2 main props that feature within our music video is the protagonist's phone and the sparklers used by her and her friends in the second section of the video. When filming, we feared that the shot of the mobile phone would look unprofessional and or unclear to the audience. However, when editing, we were pleasantly surprised by the fact that the image was clear and created a unique, quirky shot from the angle of the phone. We also thought this shot drew in the audience much more, as they would be reading her messages at the same time as her, and they would give them more of an insight into the narrative. The sparklers also create a unique concept which is rarely seen in music videos. I think that this meets the convention of our genre, as indie pop artists generally search for a unique concept to use within their videos and music. Again, we have not used any of the same props within the digipack or magazine advert, as we felt the image we created on Photoshop resembled our genre much more effectively. Overall, I think that most of the themes and other elements that we have included in all of our designs and products represent our genre effectively, as they include many stereotypes and conventions that are often found within indie pop. I also think that the majority of these elements are subtly consistent between all of the products, making our ancillary tasks and video look much more professional and appealing to a target audience. To conclude, I feel very confident about the combination of our final products, despite the few things I would change, including making the photoshopped image look more professional. However, that would come with experience and knowledge of using that particular software. This would also include changing or refilming some scenes where the acting perhaps wasn't as convincing as we would have liked within the argument scene. However, excluding these minor elements, I think that our design and video are effective throughout all three products, as they all represent the indie pop genre accordingly, allowing potential audiences to understand the genre when potentially purchasing the album. I also think that all three products look reasonably professional, and therefore I am proud of what me and Chloe have produced. As a combination, all three tasks effectively advertise the video and in my opinion make the album look appealing, especially towards our target audience.